Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome to Your Stocks. I'm Pavitra Parekh. With me is Ekta. Ekta, we have ourselves yet another flat day for our markets, but for now it's just around a 15-point gain that we're seeing on the Nifty. The mid-cap index once again has moved into the green right now, but just 20 points higher there, and the bank's also absolutely flat. So there's really not too much happening on an index level. The advance decline is holding up in favor of the advances, but it's pretty, the gap has really narrowed there as well. Ekta, we do have some important earnings which are lined up any time now, right? Maruti, Bajaj Finance, maybe that'll move the needle a bit.
Hi, Pavitra. Yes, absolutely. We had Bajaj Auto, which came out with numbers. The stock is still hovering at a 52-week high, so we haven't seen much of a movement which is coming for Bajaj Auto. But like you rightly said, we will be waiting by for a couple of these heavy earnings or heavy numbers to come through, such as Maruti as well as Bajaj Finance. But to watch out for KPIT Technologies, which just came in with numbers maybe around 20 minutes ago. So KPIT Technologies is managing to hold up with a gain at this point in time. The last I checked, it was up around, spiked up to a gain of around 6.5%. Good going for KPIT. EBITDA margins have been unchanged at 14% on a sequential basis. Constant revenue growth in terms of guidance is in the range of 27 to 30% for the next year, and margins are expected to be in the range of 19 to 20% as well. So like you can see, a lot of the broader market IT companies have actually managed to outperform in terms of expectations as compared to what we've at least seen from the frontliners till now. We do have Wipro as well as TechM tomorrow, so that'll be something important to watch out for. But joining us this afternoon is Astha Jain, who's the research analyst at HEM Securities. Rajat Bose, who's joining in on the technicals to answer all of your queries. Astha as well as Rajat, welcome to the show. Well, before we start the show, just want to point out that we have Poonawalla Fincorp, which has come out with its numbers. Net profit has come in at around 180 crores versus 89.8 crores on a year-on-year basis. So that's the profitability for that particular company. The stock is managing to hold up around 0.5%. Astha, before we start off the show, do you have a view on Poonawalla Fincorp?
Hi, good afternoon, Ekta. So talking about Poonawalla Fincorp, I think this has been a consistent performer, and what we are seeing results right now, prima facie, it seems to be a strong number, although I have not seen the details of the print. So for me, prima facie, the results are looking decent, and in the NBFC space, this is one of the counter on which we are continuously positive on. So I think if everything will be, on the expected lines, when we see the results in detail, then definitely it is a hold stock. And I think we can see a price appreciation of around 10 to 15% in the longer run on this counter.
Okay, that is on Poonawalla Fincorp. Let's also actually get in a technical view on this. Rajat, how do you look at it? The stock has, shot up after its earnings. By the way, even going into its numbers, so for the past month, we have seen a 15% up move on this anyway. Do you think it's likely to hold this kind of momentum in the stock?
It is likely to hold for the simple reason that not only that it is on an uptrend and the uptrend is maintained. The significant technical event that has taken place today is that 20-day and 50-day exponential moving average is actually forming a golden cross. So, and it is also above the 9-day exponential moving average, which actually defines a short-term trend. It is above all three moving averages, so chances are if it takes out 320, there is every possibility that it could actually climb up and move up to something like 340. One should stay put in this stock, and till such time it breaks 295, that should be your stop loss. That is the level of the moving averages. Only then you should exit, otherwise you should stay put. And I would say another stock that Ekta just discussed, I think Ekta Pavitra, that is KPIT. KPIT is also looking very good. It is likely to continue. It's maintaining its uptrend. It's a phenomenal performer. 8x kind of appreciation over 3 years, and its uptrend is maintained on daily chart, weekly chart. Both the stocks are really good. They should be held.
Okay, all right. Both the stocks are very good. Should be held. That's the technical call coming in on KPIT Technologies as well as on Poonawalla Fincorp. As you can see, the stock has moved up to the high point of the day, up around 1.3%. Revenue is up around 50-odd% on a year-on-year basis. Profit, as you can see on your screen, is at 180 crores for the quarter gone by. But let's start the show with Bajaj Auto in terms of another query, which posted a good set of Q4 numbers last evening, coming in well above street estimates. Astha Jain writes to us from Ahmedabad. She holds 20 shares of Bajaj Auto at 2,000. She's a medium-term investor and wants to know what to do, whether she should hold or sell at current levels. Well, Astha, what would you recommend on Bajaj Auto? Stock is still at close to its 52-week low. How did you read the numbers, and what would you recommend in terms of a position?
So the numbers were quite good because they were above estimates. So we are positive on the stock because what we feel that this time, whatever number the company has posted, it has beat the estimates just on the basis of, first of all, the pricing which the company has taken and the favorable product mix. Although on the export side, I don't think that much helped really great. But if we talk about the other parts like the two-wheeler sales or the bike sales of the company, so they have really shown good growth. So I think the export product mix has helped, although the export didn't really work so well for the company. But going ahead, we expect this company to perform in a good way because this time what we feel by Q1 of FY24, their partnership with the Triumph will also help. So I think the performance by the company will be consistent going ahead also. So we are positive on the stock. Hold is recommended from my side, and price target can be set at around 45.60 to 45.65 levels at the initial level.
All right, got that. Rajat, you come in on Bajaj Auto as well, because this is a stock which has already run up a lot. It's up over 22% for this year alone in 2023. What is the kind of target that you have on this one?
Well, from the low of 37.69 on 28th of March, Bajaj Auto has climbed a long way. At the moment, of course, the upside target for me would be around 4,500. But before that, I suppose there could be a minor sideways correction. And in that sideways correction, I'm not expecting it to fall below 4,200. But its 9-day exponential moving average is now located around, say, 42.72. If that gets taken out, then there will be some kind of a weakness in the short term. But overall, for the longer term, it looks good, and 4,500 remains the target. Keep this in mind that this company distributes about 84% of its earnings as dividends. So it cannot be a multi-bagger from here, or it will give you a doubler in 2 years or something. No. But if you want a steady company with steady appreciation, its uptrend is continuing, so you can continue to hold it.
Okay, continue to hold Bajaj Auto. Shailesh Singh writes to us from Ahmedabad. He holds 50 shares of IRCTC, which he's bought at 900. 93 shares of LIC, which is bought at 896, and 34 shares of TCS, which is bought at 3721. Wants to know the future prospects of his investments. So IRCTC, LIC, and TCS. Rajat, let's start with you on this one.
I would say that IRCTC is pretty much okay. I mean, it is sort of forming a bottom that would be confirmed only when it takes out, say, 650. One should continue to hold this stock with a stop loss below 550 on closing price basis. My feeling is that that level would not be breached and it would actually move up. At least it will test 650, which is the 200 exponential moving average. If it moves above that, then you will see 700 to about 725 kind of levels to be reached. The one stock that I don't like within these three is LIC. I mean, you can go for a life insurance policy with this company without much ado, that is fine. But then as a stock, this is actually a capital. I mean, people have lost their money in this, and I wouldn't suggest getting into it even now. Moving on to TCS, I would say that although TCS did not perform maybe like the mid caps, but TCS is forming a triple bottom. Unless it falls below 2900, the triple bottom would be held, and TCS might actually give a good run if it manages to take out 3300. I like 4 stocks in the software segment: LTTS, Oracle Finance, Tata LXI, and TCS. I hold the first 2, that is LTTS and Oracle Finance.
Okay, got that. Let's also get Astha in on this. Astha, this entire basket, I know very mixed set of stocks, IRCTC, LIC, TCS. Take us through your call on all of these as well.
So for ITC, one really need to be patient because we think it is a long-term story, but it is a slow mover. But I think in the long term, it might can generate some returns. So definitely a hold from my side. Initial price target can be set at around 680 to 700 levels. So why I am positive on IRCTC in the longer run? Because in the quarter gone by, we have seen they have shown improvement in their revenue, especially the ticketing volumes and their catering business. And I think going ahead also the company will continue to show strong numbers on the especially I should say on this ticketing side. So that is really creating optimism in the stock. Talking about LIC, LIC is again a very slow mover, and here one need to be very, very patient. I think if a time horizon is more than 2 years, then only one can stay invested in the stock. Although companies started showing some sort of improvement, because what we have seen, they are moving towards a non-par product mix, and this really helps in creating strong VNB margins. Maybe 2 years down the line, we can see the VNB margins to around 19%, which is at present 15%, because they are increasing the share of non-par products. So I think that will help, but in the longer run only. And we all know that LIC is a big brand name. They have an extensive presence also. So all these things are working well for the company, but this is a stock in which one really need to be patient. And if the time horizon is more than 1 year or so, then stay invested in the stock with a price target at the initial level at around 595. Another stock is TCS. So TCS shown the weak performance. We all know that because North American geography has not worked well for the company, but other continents like European and even the UK geography are showing some sort of improvements. So I think that can be seen in the longer run. So TCS is also a story for the long run. So here, out of all these 3 stocks, I think all these 3 stocks one really need to be patient, and time horizon can be set at around a year or so. For TCS, our price target is 3,400 at the initial.
Okay, all right, Astha, thanks very much for taking us through all of those stock analysis. We need to take a short break, but stay tuned. We have a lot more queries on the other side.
Yes. Quiet! It's okay for us to nod for everything, because we are parrots. But your wealth manager? Shouldn't be doing that. You know? No? Oh.
Choose Nuvama. We only do what's right for you and your money. Nuvama. Let's do it right.
I am heat.
Blue Star Inverter AC with fast cool technology. Bye-bye heat. Blue Star.
Mankind Pharma Limited now makes an initial public offer of equity shares of face value 1 rupee each for cash at a premium. The 100% book-built offer being offered in a price band of 1,026 rupees to 1,080 rupees per equity share. Opens on 25th April 2023 and closes on 27th April 2023. For risk factors and more details, refer to the red herring prospectus.
Zedlak Premium Agarbatti and Dhoop, official prayer partner, Delhi Capitals.
अरे अभी तक मटेरियल आया नहीं? पैसे नहीं है. मटेरियल कैसे आएगा? अच्छा.
पैसे का अब भी टेंशन मत लो। यू ग्रो कैपिटल का ग्रो एक्स ऐप है ना, अब आपको भी मिल सकती है नॉन स्टॉप बिजनेस करने की आजादी।
इतनी जल्दी?
Welcome back. Well, for the markets, it's quite quiet on the headline index. So, for example, we have the mid-cap index, which is up around 39 odd points. But just want to point out that there are a couple of stocks which are moving quite significantly. So, for example, one would be RVNL. That stock is up around 5.5% at this point in time. Remember, it's already given returns of around 62% on a year-to-date basis. So, that stock has just gone from strength to strength. So that stock is buzzing around in today's trading session. Do watch out for Mahindra CIE Auto as well, but that stock is up around 8%. So there are a couple of these nuggets which stand out within the broader markets as well as in the frontline indices. We still have with us Astha Jain of HEM Securities and Rajat Bose joining in on the technicals to answer all of your queries this afternoon. Well, let's get to another query then. We do have a question coming in from Kumar Ganesan, who writes to us from Calicut, holds 20 shares of ITC at 395, long-term investor, wants to know the target price. Well, the debate really is out on ITC now, Rajat, in terms of the further upside that we can expect on this particular counter. What would you recommend?
Well, as of now, I would say 421 to about 425 would be the short-term target, and for the longer term, I would say 497 to about 530 one can visualize from a technical point of view. And this stock is in a short-term, long-term trend is up, medium-term trend is also up, but the short-term trend is pretty strong because it is not even tasting 9-day exponential moving average at any point in time throughout the last 15 days or so. So that means it is maintaining quite a good momentum. It may not give you spikes, but it can be a very steady performer. I must disclose that I personally hold ITC in my portfolio. So that's a disclosure from my side, and I'm bullish.
Okay, bullish on ITC. Astha, are you also bullish on this one? 24% higher in this year already. And then what is the kind of target price that someone could see with a near-term outlook, medium-term outlook, and a longer term as well?
So yes, I'm also bullish on ITC. So price target which I can set for this stock is around 440 level, but this is for the longer term. So we expect this stock to reach those level in the longer run, that is over the period of a few months. So why we are positive on this? Because all of its segments are really working well. Even if we talk about cigarette volume business, growth is very strong. Their non-cigarette, that is FMCG business is also working well. And in fact, the hotel business is also doing good. So, I mean, all segments are really working well for this company. And what we expect this company to deliver is more than 10%, I should say between 10 to 15% CAGR growth in the top line as well as bottom line for coming 2 years. So, I think on that basis, if we revise our EPS estimates, then definitely it become a case for a hold or buy on dips. Initial price target can be set at around rupees 440.
All right, that is the call coming in on ITC. Let's get to our next query as well. This comes in from Shalini Srivastava, who writes to us from New Delhi. She holds 75 shares of SBI at 400. She's a medium-term investor and wants to know the future prospects of her investment. So she is sitting on a profit right now, has made good money on this. But so she bought at 400. Currently, it's at around 566. You come in, Astha, on this one. SBI, good to hold for the long run?
Yes, surely, because what we expect this bank to perform very strong on the credit growth part. So that is the one reason. Another reason is that even we are expecting their GNPs and NNPs ratios to be at a normalized level, because what we have seen in the ICICI Bank, I think this bank will also perform well on all these ratios. So going ahead, I think this bank can be a good performer, and we are recommending hold on the stock. Price target can be set at around rupees 600.
Okay, target price 600 on State Bank of India. Well, let's get to another query then. Varinder writes to us from Delhi. He holds 5,000 shares of Kalyan Jewellers, which he's bought at 105. Short-term investor and wants to know what to do, whether he can hold the shares for another 2 to 3 months. Rajat, what would you recommend? It is basically 101.6 currently for Kalyan Jewellers.
See, I would say that Kalyan Jewellers at the moment, I personally would prefer to switch to Titan. Kalyan Jewellers is testing its 200-day exponential moving average around 101.70. Although Titan is a very expensive stock, but if I have to buy a jewelry company, Titan's 87% of its total revenue comes from jewelry, 9% from watches and other things, another 2% or so. So my suggestion would be to switch to Titan if he is a longer term investor, and if he is looking for the short term, then he should be mindful of the 200 exponential moving average, which is located around 99. If it were to fall below 95, he definitely should exit, because in that case there could be a fall which might take the medium term low around 90 rupees. And there is no clear signal in the chart to suggest that Kalyan Jewellers is going to bounce immediately, whereas Titan definitely looks much better. Although it's a very expensive stock, you've got to be a long-term investor to remain invested in Titan.
All right, that is on Titan and Kalyan as well. By the way, the Poonawalla Fincorp stock has really, given up all of its gains. In fact, it's lost 1.5% from the top, around 0.6% lower right now. The asset quality has come in. It's looking quite flat on the asset quality. Net NPA 0.78 versus around 0.89 that we had. The AUM is up around 37% on a year-over-year basis and around 16% up if you look at it sequentially. Disbursements also look good. We will have to wait for more figures. But for now, that initial excitement that we saw on the stock has definitely come off. But on that note, this is the net interest margin also, which has come through 11 points. It has improved. Yeah, it has improved. I'm looking for what perhaps is, wrong in the numbers. But we'll wait for some more details on this one. We can perhaps also have Abhishek in to come and help us with that. But that is what we're tracking right now in terms of the earnings reaction. We're also going to wind down on the show on that note. So Rajat as well as Astha, thank you as always for taking out the time and speaking to us on all of the queries that have come through. We're going to wind down. Remember, you can always email us your queries. We will take them up with our experts. And stay tuned, because closing bell comes up next for the last hour of trade.